The human race is defined by the need to break new frontiers. Our generation, even more so than before, is looking towards the stars. We search the furthest corners of our planet, and now the infinite void of space awaits.
We are witnessing the renaissance of the space race, where, despite ever-increasing international cooperation, countries once again compete for scientific glory and national pride. For them, it is not about putting a man on the moon. It is about putting their man on the moon first. Russia, India, China, America, and Japan have all pledged and committed to sending manned missions to the moon. But is this a reality for South Africa?
South Africa has been an active participant in the exploration of space since the dawn of the space age. From the 1950s to the 1970s, satellites were tracked to determine the effects of the upper atmosphere on their orbits. Lunar and interplanetary missions were supported from a tracking station at Hartbeespoort, near Krugersdorp. The station received the first images of Mars and of another planet to be received on Earth. In the 1980s, South Africa commenced work on a launcher and satellite. After 3 suborbital launches of the RSA rockets, the space program was discontinued in 1994. In 1999, South Africa launched its microsatellite, SUNSAT. In 2006, a second satellite, named Sambandila, was completed, which is currently waiting to be launched.
It's great to know that South African-made technology has left Earth's atmosphere, linking us with the elite groups and nations of the world who have reached space. Our experts and technology are ranked internationally. But will we ever get here? A South African on the moon. Is it even necessary for a country with our available resources to pursue even greater involvement in space exploration?
If we ever get to a stage where we can afford it, I don't think there's any reason why we cannot do it. There are developing countries that are starting to talk about it, including I think Nigeria. There are developing countries that are doing something about it, such as India. So it really is not impossible. It just doesn't look too realistic if you only consider the amount of money required.
H-dot is -4 balls one.
Apollo 7 Houston, we have you go for orbit here. Go for orbit.
The main problem is with rocket technology is the following. You need to get it off the planet against the gravitational field. As good as NASA is and as much progress that they have made over the last 50 years or so, the progress hasn't been good enough. And propulsion mechanisms are used nowadays that were used even 50 years ago. There's been virtually no progress whatsoever. The propulsion mechanisms we were working on were ion drives, because they have the greatest possibility of getting us anywhere. The mass of this ion engine that we have built is somewhere in the region of about 4,000 times less than the mass of a conventional ion engine. What that translates to is a massive increase in acceleration. Because in space, you can imagine, mass is a premium. So you want to be as light as possible, you want to have as much energy as possible, and so on. Space travel still fires the imagination of the people. There are many students who are interested in it. Fortunately, initiatives are being set into place to give opportunities to people, to anyone who's interested in space activity, to contribute in some way or another. So the space, having a South African space program is a fantastic initiative.
So we have something new to offer. New designs and fresh ideas ensure that South Africa will continue to have her part in exploring the skies. We may never put a man on the moon, but if we could, who would you send?
To place your vote, visit www.walkingonthemoon.co.za, where you can nominate the person you would like to see sent to the moon. Please also indicate if you would like it to be a return or a single ticket. Thank you.